Today I'm here with the Nikon ZR and I'm going to put it through its paces and tell you guys all about it. In terms of top line specs, it features a 24.5 megapixel partially stacked sensor, which is also full frame. On top of that, it has 15 plus stops of dynamic range. And the biggest kicker, you can shoot RED RAW in 12-bit as well. And we'll go into that in more detail. Sometimes you want to get stuff mainly for socials, and the beautiful thing is, as with a lot of cameras these days, if you just orientate the camera into portrait, you can start filming, and that means when you come to editing later, it'll also save it in the file too, so you can just get started in editing for social too. So it is a cinema camera in its own right, and we may as well start this off by talking about video. For your ISO, you've got a dual base from 800 to 6400. So for any condition, you are pretty much sorted. Now, the Nikon ZR features a Z mount, so you can, of course, use Nikon Z mount lenses, and they have a multitude of them, but along with that, you can adapt it. So whether you're going to other mirrorless lenses or to, for instance, PL, which would be your normal kind of cinema standard, you can do that using the Z mount too. So you're sorted in terms of if you own your own set of glass or you're buying new, you've got a range to choose from. I have it here with the 28 to 135 power zoom Z mount lens, which is pretty quirky and great in its own right as well. So the Nikon ZR shoots up to 6K 60p, and you can do this using R3D NE. Now, it uses the red wide gamut RGB color space, which is perfect for your color grading, and if you're very used to a red workflow, then you should very easily be able to pick up this as well. The ZR is also able to shoot ProRes RAW internally up to 12-bit too, but you will lose shooting in the red color space, but you've got the normal N-Log profile that you would be used to with any Nikon camera as well. Now, if you didn't want to shoot in 6K, you can shoot in 4K as well. It's just downsampled 6K, so you're still maintaining that beautiful quality, but without the heavier file sizes. But if you did move to 4K 120, you would find a 1.5 times crop, but that's the only crop that you can find in this camera. For instance, if you go down to Full HD where you can shoot 240p, you can shoot uncropped there too. So your slow motion would cover the full sensor, which is great for capturing every single little moment. Now, talking about codecs and shooting profiles, I've mentioned ProRes RAW, I've mentioned shooting in R3D NE. It's always good just to go over and clarify the details. It's all 12-bit as that's its maximum, so you don't get 16-bit, but 12-bit is still holding a lot of dexterity to your color space. Obviously, if you shoot R3D NE, then you get your red profiles and your red log curve as well. If you come out of RED NE and move to ProRes RAW or ProRes 422, then you'll be using N-Log to expose instead, which is still a great profile to shoot with. And if you didn't want to use ProRes RAW, you do also have NRAW along with R3D NE. So in terms of choice, you are sorted with this camera. Now, in terms of monitoring, you can use the 4 inbuilt preset LUTs that are already within the ZR, or you can also load up to 10 LUTs yourself, whether you're building your own custom profiles for your films or just downloading a huge batch of other widely available LUTs as well. Nikon do also have their own that you can download online. Now, in a camera this small, you'd expect the audio to be just your standard 8-bit float. However, in this, it features a 32-bit float audio system. So getting back any any sort of thing, whether it's you've got peaking, things have been loud, or you just need to add in that extra work to the audio, you shouldn't have to worry, as it does feature that 32-bit float. The Nikon ZR shoots onto CF Express Type B cards and also features a micro SD card slot. Now, one quirk that I normally find with these compact cameras is I love to use a shutter angle over shutter speed. And in the ZR, you do have that choice of shooting to your 180 degrees or just to a degree shutter angle, which makes life a lot easier when you flip through your frame rates because it keeps it all consistent instead of having to bump up to say 1/100 when I flip to 50p or back down to 1/50 when I flip back down to 25 frames a second. So having your shutter angle there just keeps everything in respect of its own nature and keeps everything nice and smooth, so it means you don't have to adjust much. The Nikon ZR features a 5-axis VR stabilization system, which is there to keep your shots nice and smooth, especially if you're shooting handheld, because we all know after a long day, you can get tired, so it's handy having something that will just pick up that little bit of slack for you. Now, in terms of AF, it features similar systems to what we're all used to from Nikon, which is great, and it also has different types of subject recognition, so that means you're safe in terms of picking up different things and depending on what shooting scenarios you're going through. The ZR also features camera to cloud, so if you use the NX mobile app, it can connect you up to Frame.io, so getting started in post is super easy, especially when you're still shooting and needed to send it off for same-day edits or very, very quick turnarounds. Now, let's talk about the body. Starting off, it features a 4-inch 1000 nits display, so shooting outside is no issue whatsoever. You've got a zoom rocker on top, so if you're using any of, for instance, the power zoom that I've got here, it can zoom right the way through. You've got your photo and video switch, so all you've got to do is flick that to one side if you want to go to photo mode. It does have photo mode, and we'll talk about that in a minute. It also features 3 main customizable buttons, and you can also customize the zoom rocker. You can also customize the small recording button on the front if you wanted to change that up and switch it to a different setting too. Now, in terms of ports, you've got your standard 3.5mm jack for your microphone. This will also allow you to use the 32-bit float internal recording too. You've also got your standard 3.5mm headphone jack, but you can use this for your run stop trigger as well. It features a micro HDMI as well, so recording out to, say, a external monitor, you are also able to do that from the camera itself too. And it features a USB-C slot on the side. Now, in terms of main control, you've got your playback, you've got your menu, and you've got a joystick just to get around the menus as well. But it's very simple, which is quite nice because you're not having to try and guess what button you have to press to get to the setting you need. To find your media slots, it's in the battery compartment at the bottom. You've got your CF Express Type B and a micro SD card slot there, along with where your battery goes. You can, of course, use a dummy battery too if you're rigging the camera up and making it bigger as well. Now, software-wise, the ZR features very similar menus to your normal Nikon cameras, and it also features 2 new quick menus. So if you're accessing small and quick settings, whether you're in photo or video, all you've got to do is click that menu button once and all of your key settings are there for you. In terms of stills, you can obviously utilize that 25.4 megapixel sensor, and being full frame, you can get beautiful images straight from the camera itself. It's got a 7.5 stop focus point VR and a great ISO range for taking photos on the fly. So if you did need to, then you definitely can with the ZR. Now, the Nikon ZR is a super interesting camera, and if you want something to pair up with your, say, maybe a RED that you already own, or you're looking to get into the cinema space and workflow, but you need something that maybe is hybrid so you can have that choice, it's a great place to start. And one thing that's really stuck out to me is its price point. At £2,199, it really is a great starting point, whether that's just upgrading from something that you've had for a few years or buying your first cinema camera. It's an incredible spot to start from. The fact that the camera shoots R3D NE internally, but also offers you a bunch and breadth of codecs, along with ProRes RAW and NRAW, you are sorted depending on whatever project you are shooting. And of course, having all of the options that the ZR has, it means that when it comes to, say, this is your first camera, in the future you can upgrade and you can buy your next RED, and then this could become your B cam, or this could be the B cam to your main A cam being your RED. So if you're looking to get started, or after a B cam, or want something super interesting, the ZR is a great place to start for that. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Sam, and I'll see you next time.